some great news I want to pass on that came out of the press conference that introduced Jack Del Rio as head coach, and I'm behind on putting up the full press conference, but hopefully by the time you've seen this, it'll be up. Of course, this is going to go up very soon, so maybe next week or maybe a few days later, but the bottom line is it's coming, and when it is here, you will have a link right here to it. Now, Reggie McKenzie said that he is not going to build through free agency, as was the case last year. He believes in building through the draft. And we have to look back, and I was critical of Reggie McKenzie, but I'll explain why, because I felt that he and Hugh Jackson should have remained together and that Reggie should not have let him go. But I learned a lesson. And without going into detail, I'll simply say that the Raiders are better off. Now, something else that I learned is that chemistry means a lot in all of these situations. Because of the nature of the business, you have to want to work with a person that you're going to be with, which, you say goes without saying, right? But what I learned in meeting Mr. McKenzie is that he is a very quiet man, very thoughtful man who stops and thinks before he says anything, has no problem with writing his notes on a card and reading them to make sure that he conveys the right message. But that doesn't mean he is standoffish. He is anything but. He's very personable. His family is excellent. His wife is just a lot of fun to talk to, as I have the chance to do at the Raider headquarters at lunch with Mr. McKenzie last week. I have a lot of respect for Mr. McKenzie, and I learned a lot just in talking with him and being around him the short time that I was. Reggie McKenzie's a great man. He's going to do a lot of great things for the Raiders. Consider that he drafted Kylo Barnes, and then, of course, David Carr among the other Raider draft choices. Now, I will say this as well. The right coach can get the best out of any player. And in Jack Del Rio and his staff, I think the Raiders are going to put together the right coaching staff. I know I've made comments regarding black coaches. It doesn't mean that I think this coaching staff is bad. No, I'm simply saying that there are talented African Americans out there, and any organization should at least cast a wide net and see by an interview what they're all about, and if they can get along with it, if they're right for that organization. That's all I'm saying. All right, again, back to my main point. The Raiders are in great hands with General Manager Reggie McKenzie.